Hey, greetings and salutations everyone, I am the Gerbil, and today's vid is question and answer viewer question, time to answer questions. Alright, so we got some UFU stuff, we got some Zorri questions, we got some mod advice questions, we got some fun stuff, so let's jump into it, shall we? Alright, question number one from Dad. I'm the dad. I see what you did right there. So I said, I noticed that I'm using Falcon. Yes, Falcon. Fulcrum. Yes, I am with GL Leia. I should be finishing up, that is, you should be finishing up Seer Malicos team around the same time that you're finishing Leia. Should you use Fulcrum with an UFU squad or with Leia? So to be honest, I just put the smackdown like 20 minutes ago on a Seer squad in 3v3 GAC Kyber Tube. They had Seer, Fulcrum, and Malicos, all like Relic 7, all the Omicrons that are on Malicos. I don't know if they're GAC or not. And I utterly obliterated the squad with Starkiller, Palpatine, Starkiller, Mara Jade. It was not even remotely close. It is the second time I have encountered Malicos, the second time I've destroyed Malicos just with impunity. I don't know if Malicos is actually good. I mean, I've seen a lot of people say yap, good or bad, but I do run Fulcrum solo in Territory Wars with the Fulcrum Omicron. She's really good. It's very risky. Sometimes she's not nearly as good as a Wampa solo in GAC. So I think she's definitely worth getting though, because TW, she's fun. But in terms of with Leia, yeah, I enjoy her for what I'm looping right here on the screen. If you line it up, she's like Drogon, right? She just hits insanely hard because she hits a lot of times. If you put all those buffs on her and then she strips them off and hits once for each buff. So I don't know where she should go, but she's a lot of fun to play with. She really is. I'm very happy with her on GL Leia squad. I don't know if that's the best lineup. A lot of people, of course, put Mon Mothma and Scarab Pathfinder, and I'm playing a lot with that, but I find it to be a lot weaker. It has more longevity, and I don't have Leia's ultimate, so I am concerned about characters dying off. Of course, once you get the ultimate, they come back anyway, so I don't know. I like her here. Next question from Kaidarian. Hey, Gerbil, here's your ally code. Great, thanks. And so you're asking me basically which GL you should probably go for. Like you got a lot of stuff happening. You bought the Lightspeed packs. It ruined your plan. I'm sorry, bro. It didn't ruin your plan. It added options. See, flip that around. It didn't ruin anything. It didn't take anything away. It didn't diminish anything. It didn't nerf anything. It gave you a lot of good free stuff. Well, for, 10 or 20 bucks. So, yeah, I don't think it did anything bad for you. It just gave you more options. And of course, in this game, options though can be scary because you may not know which way to go with it. So I had a quick look at your roster. I didn't do a full in-depth review, but here's a screenshot of like the top, like what is that? It's 5, 20, 40 characters you've got. And honestly, that like Slicker bundle, the BB-8 bundle, gives you all of that first order. I thought I saw all that first order in there. Yeah, there they are. It looks like you've got pretty much all the first order. I see Kylo Ren, I see Executioner, Stormtrooper, Hux. I would say like go for Slicker, because all Slicker needs from this point on is, if I remember right, is a few relic levels. And so as you're grinding the relic levels in the Cantina, you could also be passively farming your Ewok and Marquis for GL Leia, because that's going to be your light side, dark side currency, your Cantina for the relic materials for Slicker to get like Kylo Ren, I think, unmasked up to 7 and somebody else. And then in the Shard Shop store, you go to the Shard Shop, and I think it's the Fleet Arena store, use the currencies there, maybe the Guild store, I can't remember, to buy the First Order ships so that you get Finalizer. And this is going to give you a really decent, aggressive fleet for GAC, and you get Slicker really fast, honestly, without impacting your GL Leia farm. So I would go Slicker, finish that, then transition to GL Leia. It's going to take longer because the Marquis are not accelerated, but in the meantime, you're going to be building up your Leia raid teams, And honestly, they're not going to be hard. The Ewoks farm really, really, really fast. And then like Lando Calrissian and a bunch Rolo, they're really easy to farm also. So you build them up. They don't need any Kyrotechs. And then when you get to the Marquis, that's where you do put your Kyros, and then that will very easy transition to JML. So I think the path forward is pretty clear, but that's just my humble opinion. Bro, you do what you want because it's a game, so have fun with it. So next question, this is a great one from Kume, if I'm saying that right. This isn't even a question, this was a comment that came up in the Ask Gerbil section though. It said, Executrix is not even a fleet in my opinion. Bro, Executrix is a full banner 72 to 76 banner win, because it does depend what your opponent puts on defense, but Executrix with Scythe, I know, very hard to get because you need GI, and then you need the Scythe. But Executrix with Scythe, with the Gar-Saxon ship there, can't remember the name of it, and then insert the third of your choice depending on the situation. My go-to generally is Emperor Shuttle, TIE Bomber, or TIE Advance. But those three may be, like Profundity, the only ships you often need. I just beat a Radis fleet on defense against Kyber 2 this evening, right now, just a few minutes ago, with that very lineup. It was Scythe, I can't remember, Gauntlet, that's it. Scythe, Gauntlet, and Emperor Shuttle. And I had only one reinforcement, which I did not use, and I did it with Max Banner because the Gauntlet just heals, the Emperor Shuttle heals, the Scythe heals. So you steal off all those Radis buffs and you just mow them down. It's pretty easy. So I would recommend maybe don't be so dismissive of good old Moff Tarkin there. He's a good character. He is. Well, maybe not, but anyway. Hey, this one from Epoch 466. What is better with Sana Staros, Princess Leia, or Captain Han Solo? Also, what would be the best way to mod a Sana Staros squad? So, buddy of mine, Ultimate Jedi here, said this, and I'm like, yes, this is the way. Sana Staros, Cara Dune, Stormtrooper Han, Captain Han, Rolo. Sana Staros, her team benefits, I think, a lot from health and defense. Stormtrooper Han, I think, is more protection. If I recall, I would go a lot of protection. I think I've got over 100,000 protection on my Han because he recovers protection whenever he takes damage. Captain Han, I believe, wants tons and tons of health because whenever he uses a basic, he gains 10% stacking health. Rolo wants offense, but also a lot of potency. I'd have to go back and review Sana Staros' leadership, but this squad, just FYI, is really fundamentally a territory war defense squad. In GAC, it's good because a lot of people don't know how to handle it and they can easily underestimate it. But Sana Staros' Omicron is way more viable in territory wars. It's a fantastic territory war team. So if you go in this route, your guild's going to be very thankful for it. But if you want to know what it can beat in GAC, check out swgoh.gg.com and go to the GAC, who to attack, choose Sana as your captain, your leader, and run from there. All right, next up we got Slig, or $Lig, but I'm going to go with Slig. Slig here is following my crazy wacky farming guide that I've never come back and like formally expanded and explained in great depth. I really want to. One of these days, maybe. But Slig says that you've already got Mon Mothma, Bosk leadership, and I think Merciless Massacre, if I'm reading that somewhere. Yeah, there it is. And so you're asking like who to go for next. So I did a little research actually to make sure that I can recall right, because it's been a long time. And I checked out Arnold's big Excel spreadsheet where he ranks every Zeta in order of value from his humble opinion. And he and I both concur that actually Inspiring Maneuver on Radis is probably your penultimate goal for your next Zeta, because it absolutely enables the spark of the rebellion, so that when the match starts you get the spark of the rebellion, and that just allows you to just do what Radis team does. Secondly, I would go over to Bosk so that you get the perma taunt. Basically, whenever he loses taunt, he gains taunt as long as the weakest enemy has protection. does some other stuff. From there, I would jump over to Palpatine. You want his leadership because he's what enables the Darkside Sith teams to actually be really, really viable. From there, I would jump back to Mon Mothma, and I would put her unique Zeta on. It's what allows her to not be targeted. Otherwise, somebody goes in, kills Mothma, and the team just falls apart. And then I would jump back over to Vader because you're already investing in Vader and Palpatine and Darkside Squad, Sith, or whether it's Empire. But the No Escape is a fantastic Zeta. All right, next one's a fun question from Mini Almighty Jabba. It says basically, what do I think about neutral class characters and like who else should be neutral in the game? You said you thought season 1 Mando, and there was some discussion in the Discord, and I agree. I don't think Mando should be neutral because I don't think he ever really did anything that was dark side. I mean, he was a bounty hunter who by definition is not, I mean, that is kind of neutral, I suppose, but he always seemed to act with a code. But personally, if I could go into the game and switch around stuff, Wampa is just an animal. It is neither evil nor holier and righteous. It's just an animal out for food in a wasteland. I mean, come on, who could blame it? Most bounty hunters, I think, should be neutral. All Ewoks should be neutral. Heck, they tried to eat Han Solo and Chewie. Chopper, I think, should be neutral because maybe even dark side at times, but that's why I think neutral. I mean, clearly he's a rebel. He supports his friends, but Chopper is just nuts. He's a murdering tyrant there at times. And then Jawas, Utini, they should definitely be neutral. I mean, like they steal stuff to sell it back to you. I mean, come on now. How much more neutral is that? Or unaligned, or not unaligned, but just neutral, whatever. Hey, back to Kume here. Do I agree with AP Gaines on no early Inquisitor rush? He says don't do it under 5 million. Dude, AP Gaines is incredibly smart. Very, very smart. Very thoughtful guy. Probably a much better Star Wars gamer than I am in reality. I do have firsthand experience of farming it from day one on my new account. I do have to respectfully disagree. I think that we probably see the game in a couple of different lights, though. I say yes, go for it. If it's not your primary team or focus, that's fine, but I would no matter what encourage passively farming it. Even gear 9, 10, maybe even gear 8 Inquisitor Squad will enable you to beat the first 3 tiers of Fanatical Devotion, maybe even the first 4, so that every month that comes around, you're getting Jedi Shards, you're getting whatever gear is there, you're getting, I think, Omicrons and maybe Zetas. And then by the time you get to gear 12, you're able to do Challenge Tier 1, which starts to get you your relic stuff. And then, of course, your guild is going to love you when you get your GI ready to help them unlock Riva. So I do think no matter what, at any level in the game, you should be passively farming them. I think that it is a squad you should not ignore, and CG just seems to be obsessed with them, and their presence is felt all throughout the game, and in Conquest, they are one of the most effective Conquest teams. They really are. They are really, really good in Conquest. With like Amplify Agony and Volatile Accelerator, most teams are good, but they start the battle with debuffs on your opposing team, which immediately wipes out their protection. Like, just done. Protection's gone. And then like when GA, Grand Inquisitor, does his like AoE attack, and same with 8th Brothers AoE, and puts the burning and the ability block and the flame, that Amplify Agony VA just says delete. So you get like 2 turns and you can wipe out the enemy squad a lot of times. It's really, really nuts how good they are in Conquest. Next question from Roman. Hey, Gerbil, what are the pros of gearing up Home 1 pilots to Relic 8 and 9 tiers? First off, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go to Relic 8 or 9. So I put here, the top row is what I think is the very best starting lineup for the Home 1 fleet: Kyle, Biston, Biggs. And if you're gonna relic the pilots to really push the Home 1 fleet, I think it's a great idea. Sooner or later, this team is going to definitely get another lifting character, whether it's Red 5 in a year or 2 or 3, but something will eventually lift it, just like the Endurance got it. Arguably, a lot of people feel that Home 1 is the second worst fleet, now probably the worst fleet. I definitively disagree when you understand its mechanics and who to attack. No, you don't throw it at GL fleets. Not a good idea. But it can be a full banner easy win against like Radis, Finalizer. It defeats Negotiator, Chimera, Executor. not Executor, Executrix, excuse me. So at a minimum, if you're going to relic them, I would say R5 Kyle, R3 Biston, R5 Plus Pathfinder for reasons in the bullet point list, R5 Biggs. Han and Chewie are the only ones I would actually say maybe take up to relic 8, 9, other than Cassian, who's required at 8 for the profundity. Phoenix Squad, you can basically ignore unless you're going for Captain Rex, then gear those puppies up because wow, are they good with Rexy. No relics at all on your Y-Wing. Please don't do that. That would be awkward. And then an R7 Dash usually gets the job done. Unless you're going with profundity mirror matches, R8 is nice to get the turn advantage. But that's it. That's it. I would not R9 anyone unless you absolutely have to. Other than maybe Han and Chewie, but they're not going to get much benefit out of that. Relic 9 really is made for tanks. It really is. Hey, we got Moncom here. Excuse me, sorry, don't know how to say your name properly. How much easier is the C-3PO event with NEMESIS? Sadly, CG doesn't let us go back and replay these things. At least I don't think it does. I should go try. But my niece is Relic 9. I mean, she could solo it probably. I did do a Google search and I went to YouTube and I scoured and I found this video here from Position Player. It's only got 31 subs, but he seems like a cool dude, and he shows with and without Nisa, and Nisa just destroys. Just destroys. And that doesn't surprise me because Nisa's got a stun that's, I think, unresistible. Nisa's going to assist, put all this damage over times out there. Nisa has a cleanse for your team. Nisa has passive healing for the team. Nisa is the bee's knees. It's in her name. Nisa. Moving on. Hey, what's up, Autumn? Do I have any advice on Zorri Bliss? I'm asking because the Lightspeed Bundle basically made the team available really quick. Thank you, love. It sure did. yeah, Zorri is like, here. Of course, you do need Kairos for Zorri. So this is a screen grab of the where Zorri is in SWGOH.GG's rankings of most efficient defensive squads. So this squad with Rose, which totally surprised me, is getting a 20.1% hold, and that I think was the highest ranked Zorri squad on there. So that means 1 in 5 battles they're getting a hold, and that's really good. I mean, that's good. That's like literally just 2 squads below or 1% below gas, 1% below Qui-Gon Jinn with Omicron. So that's impressive. If you bought the Lightspeed bundle for the Resistance characters, I think I would 100% gear up just one more character, and you get one of the best non-GL defensive squads in the game. There were a lot of other squads above this, but they were predominantly GLs, like Rays and Kenobis and Rivas, who I'm going to call a GL. So I would do it. I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, I'm doing that. Actually, I bought the Resistance bundles, and that's my goal. But as far as how to like mod and run that squad, I really don't know. So I recommend this video here, Faction Essentials Updated Resistance Guide from Zareth Prevails, and there's a link there. If you're on a Mac or Android, you can probably just screenshot that, copy and paste it, or if I can remember, which I probably will forget, I'll put it in the description below. Let's see here. Bryant O'Neill says he just watched my indoor escalation tier 3 video. Totally agree that the rewards are trash. There are quite a few people defending CG on this one, saying it's not that bad, and I'm gonna just say no, it's horrible. Given the amount of time it takes to play the event, it's not short. It's not a 2 or 3 or 5 minute event. It sincerely is a 10 to 15 minute event if RNG doesn't go your way. And you get Ewok shards that are 100% already farmed by the time you get here. Yes, you could have gotten better rewards. I have only seen one person get better rewards, and that person's name is Arnold T101. So that's kind of interesting. You could potentially get 3 Omicrons, but even if you get 3 every month, because it's a one and done event each month, that's 7 months before this event enables you to apply a single Omicron. The blue mats are ridiculous. I checked. I have like 30,000 of those. Credits are worthless, and the rest of that relic farming material there is worth about 60 to, well, no, it's worth maybe 150 crystals. But sincerely, those come free with the fanatical devotion, or not fanatical, this assault battles and all the other passive farming. So yeah, I agree. I'm not happy with this. Yeah. Did you have another question in there? I'm not seeing my mother shows all the time. No, just giving some advice. Thanks for the videos. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for thanking me. I appreciate it. Hey, back to Kume. This image, is that me when I'm younger? Yeah, that's a younger gerbil, circa 2008, maybe 2009. Halloween party. I used to host huge Halloween parties back in America. I miss them. I miss them so, so much. Delm 15, you say you're a newish player and you're struggling to improve your mods. Hey, we all are. Mods are the most challenging part of this game. Can I explain my system to improve mods? Well, I guess I do have a system. There's a video here that I did. It says Mod School Overview Upgrading. Basically, I'm recommending some mod filters. The filters, I think, are super overlooked and essential for successful mod farming and management. And you can see my mod score here. It's pretty good. I mean, look, I got 41 mods at 25 speed, 22 at 26, 8 at 27, 4 at 28. It's so hard to get those higher ones. In general, though, like my mods, I'm probably in the top 5% of the SWGOH community for quality of mods. Basically, I utilize those filters to try to find the best mods I can. When I'm rolling a mod for the white, green, blue, purple, and then gold, you can see the mod levels here, that anything under that basically I sell. Now early mid game, you're gonna have a lot worse mods than you will late game, of course, so you probably want to drop those down in a speed or two, maybe on especially maybe keep blue 8 dot mods, keep maybe 12 or 11 purple dot mods, 5 dot mods, and then maybe keep like anything 13 gold and above and then gradually replace them as you roll better ones. But fundamentally, every character except for like Nest and 1 or 2 others wants speed. It's just unfortunate, but like everybody wants speed. In terms of specific teams and factions, like do some like YouTube searches for that. But yeah, check out the filter guide. It'll help you find the good mods and then roll cautiously. Like I always reveal all secondaries for purple, blue, and green. White ones, when you have limited income, you might want to just sell all those until your your currency income stabilizes and you're like in the millions. Then you can start rolling those. But if you want to also be frugal, you can roll just like up to level 9 or maybe just the level 6. Keep anything with speed, sell everything else. Next, Wolfpack. Any advice on working around the Ebon Hawk and its chaff? It's messing up your home one. I would suggest utilizing Raven's Claw and the Falcon. Their basics both remove buffs, and chaff can be dispelled. So the Falcon will do it every time, no matter what, guaranteed. And then the Raven's Claw will do it if the enemy was already target locked. I know that's a problem if they're not target locked already, but I think that this is a very short-term problem. Pretty soon, your Rebel fleet should just say, oh, look, chaff, just shoot through it anyway. Biston and the Falcon should be hitting so hard it really doesn't matter. You should be gunning down most enemy ships with them. So I think it's a temporary thing, so I wouldn't worry about it too much, but utilize those basics, right? If the enemy's already target locked, Raven's Claw, dispel it. If they're not target locked, Hans Falcon, dispel it. Hey, somebody asked me, Jojo says, when will we get another You Choose? I totally forgot about that, ain't gonna lie. Got back to work, got busy. So I posted one. My question is, Halloween is coming. Should I custom order, not like a cheapy Halloween costume shop on eBay or Taobao. Taobao's a Chinese version of eBay, by the way. But like I'm thinking about going to an actual tailor and having one like custom made with high quality materials and the full cape and everything. The belt will be the trickiest part, and I can get the badge, I'm certain, on Taobao, eBay in China. Different company, completely different company, but still. So anyway, go vote. Let me know. I'm going to close that vote on Friday, though, because I've got to go get measured, have them make it, and get it in time for Halloween. Thank you for reminding me. Tyler, only 2 questions. Last question. You're new to my Discord. Hey, happy you're here. You've been playing for about 18 months, free to play. You're 4 million GP. Where do you get all the Gear 13 materials? I think you mean like the relic, not relic, but like the data signals and whatnot. But if you mean like the Gear 12 finishers, like the stun cuffs and all that stuff, fortunately you get both of those in all the assault battles. There are 7 of them every month. So I would say make sure you have a team that can, you know, like work towards developing a team that can get you through all of those. Like Inquisitors can do 2 of them. I think Rebels, Rebels can do the Rebel Roundup one, the easiest at Challenge Tier 3, like so easy. Secrets of Shadows in the front is almost impossible, so don't like, you know, break yourself over that one. But Imperial Troopers can do 2 of them. They can do the Forest Moon. They can do I think the military. No, not the military. Right? I don't know. There's 2 of them. There's a guide for it. Check out SWGOH events. I don't know the full website, but just Google SWGOH events, and they've got great breakdowns. But that's probably the most consistent place. Now, one of the best bang for your buck, actually, though, is in Conquest on the Jawa node. It's like right after the middle section. Especially in a hard Conquest hard, you're just short of it. I know you'll get to there very soon, though. You gotta get there at 4 million GP. The first sector has tons and tons and tons of signal data and Gear 12 finishing pieces. Really affordable. Of course, you have to use your currency, the Conquest currency, but honestly, that's where I dump almost all of my Conquest currency. Like, I go in there and I buy like everything from that Jawa scavenger dude. The first one, like every Conquest, like I buy it, everything I can, basically. It's a good place to get it. Oh, I lied. I have one more question. This is it, folks. Last question. Gaz says, in light of the new Lightspeed packs and common lineups, does Shorty and Zorri function well at low stars? And I'm thinking Zorri, yes. Zorri is just a nightmare if you don't know how to counter her. And she is still relatively uncommon. That's probably going to change, though, with all the people unlocking that Lightspeed pack. Of course, we people on YouTube and you watching, we are a niche. We are a minority group. We really, really are. The vast majority of SWGOH players are not watching these YouTube guides. They're not going to SWGOH.gg, so they're going to struggle with it. So yeah, I think Zorri is probably good even at low stars. Sortie, maybe not. Why? Because none of those bundles, to my knowledge, really build you a sortie team. I mean, I went and I looked at like what most people are using a sortie. Well, you don't get Lobot in there, you don't get HK47, you get what you need to get BB-8, but you still got to go get BB-8. It does not give you the Afra droids. It does not give you R2. There are so many different droid combinations. I don't think anyone knows really what the ultimate perfect sortie squad is. So I think given all that, I don't think these lineup bundles really do much for sortie. With that said, I think Sortie's a fun character, but even at Kyber 1-2, like, I never really see her. And when I put her on defense, she gets obliterated fast. And I've got some pretty decent droids. So, I don't know. Zorri, yes. Sortie, maybe. Don't know. Anyway, folks, you know the drill. Video's over. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I helped you in some way. Hope you had a great time. If you enjoyed this video, please down below push the red button, push the like and subscribe button. I appreciate it. All right, catch you later. Bye-bye.